Hey everyone, it's Nick Gio, and in this video I'm going to talk about what my plans are for April, what I'm going to be focusing on, what I'm going to be doing because I thought of this video after Trump's whole speech about extending the guidelines of social distancing until the end of April, and I think at that point, even though Illinois, the school districts, they haven't said anything. The Illinois State Board of Education hasn't said anything. It's most likely going to be no school until at least May. And who knows, maybe it's even no more school, just all e learning, and then just get back into school in the fall. I don't know. And because of that, and since I'm a substitute teacher this year, that means that I will not be substitute teaching in April, so I obviously have to be focusing on other things. Now, sorry, I have to get my notes to the right spot. In terms of what I do each month, at the end of months, I write 9 documents, just things I want to focus on for the next month. So they are, let me see, what to pay for, my Chrome Time Your Web Tracker analysis, which is just tracking how much time I'm on different websites, ways to save time, skills or habits I could learn, things to be happy about or excited for, things that annoy me, worries or current problems, ways to self improve, motivation, and things to leave behind. And I usually spend a couple of hours writing these 9 documents, so I wrote them for April. So I'll be going over those, but first I'm going to be going over just what's a typical day like for me? What do I do in terms of the things I work on, and then what do I do with some of the free time I have? In terms of work, a lot of the last couple of weeks, like the last 2 weeks, I've done a lot in terms of job applications that have opened up and interview prep, and especially because I've had 2 interviews for one of the school districts I applied to. Right now, I've applied to about 12 school districts, although some of them might be waiting until there's a possible time for an in person interview. So I did a lot of prep for the phone interview, which was 2 weeks ago, and then the video interview on a Google Meet, Google Hangout with 2 people, with 2 other people. That was last week. So I was doing a lot of prep for that. Now I want to get endorsed to teach chemistry at the high school level. And that means that when the community college opens up, which I also have to use to take a physics final to finish an online physics class, I'll be able to take the chemistry endorsement test. So I've been on Khan Academy, has a chemistry playlist that's 123 videos, and I've done about 100 of them, but it just takes a while, even though I'm listening to them on 1.5 times speed. So getting through that, just so I'm ready to take the test whenever it is, May or June or whatever. And other things, also in terms of having to work at home, I live in a house with 5 others, my 3 sisters and my 2 parents, and my sister's dog is here, and then we have a family dog. So I've already been using earplugs a lot. I just use them when I'm at the library and when I'm here, but the dogs are barking a lot the last week or two, so I actually just ordered on Amazon these headphones, which I use in combination with the earplugs, and it blocks out a lot of the noise, so it helps me when I'm doing work in a separate room. Because I usually do work for about 5 hours a day, and then the rest of the time I just kind of do whatever. After I finish the videos, which I have about 23 videos left, so I think I'll be done with it after tomorrow, I'm going to read this book, Fires in the Bathroom, which is this is advice that high school students give to teachers. It was like a whole kind of study where they interviewed a bunch of students just to gain their perspective when I'm a teacher, so I can see things from their point of view. And I'll be reading other books as well after that book. It's 200 pages or so. I think I'll finish it in a day because it seems like there isn't too many words on each page. Other things, interview prep for possible other phone interviews or video interviews, and eventually I might get some in-person interviews if the schools open up. So prepping for those when those crop up. And yeah, like I said, reading other books. There's this website that you have to pay for to get full access to, which I do, called EdWeek, Education Week, which is just a lot of education news, new studies in education, regular news stories, and then opinions about education stuff. So I want to read those at least once or twice a week when I have the time to. And in terms of what I do in terms of my free time, I'm finishing up a history podcast, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History podcast. So I'm on episode 62 out of 64, but a lot of his podcasts are like 4 to 6 hours long. I always listen to them on 1.5 times speed, like I do for a lot of YouTube stuff. I started that back early January, just when I would do my about 80-minute commutes back and forth from the high school I was student teaching at. And even with all that, I still have a couple episodes left. And then he has kind of an extra podcast that has shorter podcasts on it that I want to watch or listen to. And then there are some philosophy podcasts that I was listening to when I was a substitute teacher. There have been some new ones, but those are just like 30 minutes each. So it'll be easy to get through like 3 or 4 new ones of that. Xbox, I've been playing a lot of Xbox. And I really want to focus on The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt now. It's a really fun game, and I really enjoy it. The only problem is that when I'm in a party chat with 3 or 4 or more of my friends, it's hard to play the game because it's a lot of dialogue, a lot of cutscenes, especially when I'm working on quests that I can't really hear what they're saying. There's still the subtitles at the bottom, but it's just tough when there are multiple people talking in the party chat. So I usually save that for either when I'm playing by myself or when I am playing with just another friend who he's had absolutely no work to do because he works at a hospital, but he helps with elective surgeries and they're just all pushed back like weeks from now. So he has just nothing to do. And he plays a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, which maybe I'll eventually get. I'm not sure. Also, I ordered a Nintendo DS and Animal Crossing Wild World from eBay. We'll see when that arrives. The seller hasn't shipped it yet. He's been kind of slow, so we'll see. But I used to have a DS and Animal Crossing, and I really loved that game. And I've had kind of a longing to play it again, especially after Stardew Valley, because I played that for about 80 hours and really enjoyed Stardew Valley up until the point where there wasn't many more goals to accomplish. And with Animal Crossing, I could see some similarities between that and Stardew Valley. So I'll play that a little bit. And then every Saturday night, well, the last 2 Saturday nights, I've hung out with my friends online it's like a Microsoft Teams meeting, which is just like kind of a video chat. The high school friends, we play poker online. We found like a good poker website that we can just decide the value of the chips, and then we just pay each other on Venmo after. So that's been fun. It's nice every Saturday night. And then I'm with my family, so most nights we've had just full family dinners, making more YouTube videos, obviously, doing some exercise either on the bike in the basement here or practicing tennis outside. And then doing the lone wolf matches once a week in the league. And also mid-April, the team league starts up again for about 8 or 10 weeks. So doing those 2 matches each week will be good and prepping for those. Now let's talk about in terms of the different documents. I just want to highlight certain things on them that I want to focus on for April or that I want to do or just thoughts I have. So for the pay for, that's just I make a list of all the things I know I have to pay for. It's not much for April. I might only spend maybe around $50 or so, maybe less than that, because the big spending I have to do each month is on health insurance premiums, but I accidentally paid for April's health insurance premium early, uh, like a couple weeks ago, just because I double paid accidentally. So my spending in April shouldn't be too bad. I might have to spend to get some gas because I'm pretty low, but at the same time, I'm not really driving that much, so I don't really need gas for the foreseeable future. In terms of Chrome time analysis, I just look at what websites am I on a lot and which ones I'll be on more in the upcoming month and which ones I won't be. So big thing is I won't be on student teaching websites. So Infinite Campus is where we grade stuff. Moodle, Schoology, those are kind of our learning management systems that I was using. I won't be on those. Obviously, I won't be on Gmail as much because I was on Gmail for school emails. Less time also on the job application website, which is called AppleTrack, and that's just because there won't be as many job application openings in April. Things that will go up: YouTube for sure, in terms of making these videos and uploading, and also just wanted to be on it for the Khan Academy chemistry. I might do a little bit of Khan Academy physics, and also just I've subscribed in March to more YouTube channels, so more videos there. And Lee Chess will obviously go up because that's where I play chess. So I'll probably be each week maybe about 5 or 6 hours or so. Ways to save time. The big thing is just I unsubbed from some YouTube channels in March, so that just means that I'll spend a little bit less time on YouTube than I would have. I want to cut back on playing video games because I've been playing a lot of Warzone, but I'm just kind of burnt out from it because the footstep audio is just really inconsistent, and then audio of gunshots and vehicles and kill streaks are really loud, and it's just hard to talk with my friends when I'm playing that, and I'm the only one of my friend group who's still playing it because the other ones they've gone back to Fortnite, or they play FIFA, or they're playing Red Dead Redemption. And it also stinks for Xbox players where we have to play against PC players, so it's tough lobbies. It's this very steep learning curve for me. Witcher 3, I'll play that a little bit less because like I said, it's hard to play it when I'm in a party with friends because it's hard to understand the dialogue. And I mean, I'm not playing Stardew Valley that much anymore. I haven't played it in a couple of weeks actually, just because I feel like I accomplished a lot in that. I've been playing some Master Chief Collection in terms of Halo, but it's just kind of monotonous. Like there's no overall goal to it. I've played it since I was a kid, so it's kind of just repetitive a little bit. Skills or habits I could develop: branching out more in terms of the variety of YouTube videos I make. So it might be more things that are just me doing stuff as opposed to just talking to the camera. Like this is kind of a variety right here in terms of talking about my upcoming month, but I'll have to think of other ideas. Comment down below what kind of videos you want to see from me. I always need to have a to-do list each day just so I stay focused and use my free time pretty well, just so I'm not floundering. And then just being a little bit more disconnected from online in terms of the video games, being on them less, being on social media websites less, so I'm not looking at COVID-19, coronavirus stuff. Some of these meld together in terms like the video game, being on it less is like a couple different categories. Things I'm happy or excited for: a lot more free time, which is nice. I've had some job interviews. I've had, like I said, the video interview and the phone interview from one of the school districts, so hopefully I get an in-person interview from them if it's possible. Figuring out what to do with my time in terms of just this whole quarantine life and making the most of it. And obviously being done with student teaching, which happened mid-March, and it's really nice to not have all of that work now. Things that annoy me: being in a house with five others and two barking dogs. And that's why I got the headphones, and I've always had the earplugs for maybe about 2 years or so now. And also, my dad likes to talk a lot about just sad stuff with COVID-19, coronavirus, and just kind of bums the rest of us out. So hopefully he reads the room and he doesn't talk about that during family dinners as much. The big worry is just if I'll land a job or not, if I'll get more interviews, because that's something I'm really focusing on for the fall. Self improve, just get better at chess again, just keep practicing, relearning my openings, and making sure that I'm doing well in the league matches. Cutting down on the video games, like I said, that's something that is across a couple different categories. Staying hydrated, I think I stay pretty hydrated. I drink a lot. It seems like almost like 2 gallons a day, but sometimes if I'm dehydrated, I just get lazy and I don't get rehydrated. And then be less worried about stuff, because it's not just the if I'll land a job, but it's other things. It's whether or not I'll get unemployment payments, and whether or not, I don't know, other things. Motivation, which is just I kind of write things to pump me up, like things I've accomplished or things that how the upcoming month will be great. So I said I'll probably get a high score on the student teaching project in 2 days, because that's the national student teaching project that I submitted about 3 weeks ago that we'll get our scores back on Thursday. And I think I'll do well on it, so that's motivating. I won't have as much work to do in April, so that's a good motivation. But I still have a motivation to become a great teacher with the books I'm reading and just looking at all the research that's new and the news that's new and stuff like that, just so that I can do well when I'm a first year teacher. And then finally, things to leave behind, which are just either leaving behind people or leaving behind bad habits I'm doing or things like that. So in March, I was on social medias a little bit too much in terms of checking out Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, when I hadn't really since last summer, so I want to get off of those. Not wanting to play Warzone anymore, because I just get upset from it, and I don't want to be upset from a video game. And shaving, you can kind of see I had to shave a week ago for that video interview, so this would have been a lot more. And I'm part Asian, so I don't really grow facial hair that well, although I think mustache would be okay long term. But I just want to grow it out just to see how long I can go without shaving, and just to see what it'll look like. And obviously, if I have another video interview, I'll have to shave again. And yeah, that's about it for this video. And a little bit of a longer video. There was a lot to cover, but I have a Lone Wolf match on Friday. The one this past week was canceled, rescheduled and then canceled because the guy was too busy. So I'll have that on Friday. I'll be recording that, and then probably another video maybe on Sunday or so. So hopefully everyone has a good rest of their week. I know it's only Tuesday, but to me, these days kind of meld together. All right, have a good day.